Demanded. How are you?
Yes, fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. So you had a word with my mate regarding the logbooks, right?
Yeah, I told him I have about 100 trucks and I have a YouTube channel of 150,000 truck drivers that watch me. I'm Serge the Car Hauler. Have you seen me on YouTube?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Have you seen me on YouTube? No?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'm a little bit of a known YouTuber. Got a few. So, my question about your logbooks.
Yes.
Uh, the logbook I use right now, sometimes I forget to switch it from on duty. You know, like I park the truck and my wife's really beautiful. And, you know, when my wife comes to pick me up, she just jumps out of the car and runs at me. And I jump out of the truck and run at her and we just kiss. And sometimes I even forget to take the trash out in the garbage can in my truck. And I just start kissing her and we just leave the truck. And I make sure to tell her, honey, let me wait for the engine to cool down because, you know, I don't have a turbo timer. And then I shut it off and I leave. And
Talk about the logbook.
right. So I'm leading up to that. Then when I show up back to my truck later and I need to drive, as it turns out, the logbook showed on duty all this time, all the time that I was off duty.
Help you with that.
What?
We cannot help you on that, as it is illegal by
Yeah,
FMCSA.
well, my question
and we
is,
are FMCSA registered.
yeah, my question is, on my logbook, I select, I was off duty all this time. You know, it's none of the logbook's business what I was doing, personal stuff, right? Even though I'm, you know, probably working, you know, in our other business or whatever, you know. So it will not, like, it says pending suggestion. It says pending suggestion after I try to select it to do off duty. And, you know, when it automatically put on duty because I got distracted. So does your logbook do that too? And does it force me to leave it in on duty and say pending suggestion? And then I'm out of hours when I really had a restart.
See, our ELD is an automatic one, okay? So it changes accordingly. You don't have to do anything. So it changes accordingly from on duty to off duty. So you no need to worry regarding it. And if you ask for like extra hours or something, then we cannot help you on that. As this is
Who do I ask
this is
for extra
illegal by
hours or
FMCSA.
something? What do you mean?
No, I'm just saying that we cannot do this. And if you say regarding the logbook, like how it operates automatically. So you don't have to worry regarding it.
I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying. The logbook I'm using right now,
Yes.
it puts me on duty automatically. Also. But if I wasn't actually on duty and I go back and say that I was off duty, it gives me a little suggestion, a little window pops up and it says pending suggestion and it leaves it on duty when in fact I was off duty. So
This is what I'm saying.
that's what you're saying?
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Our logbook, it operates automatically. So once your engine is off, then that means you are off duty, right?
Really?
You don't have to worry regarding it.
Really? As soon as the engine's off, it'll log me on off duty? Okay,
Yes,
another question. What if I give the truck to a mechanic, right? And he starts the engine because he's doing mechanical work. He does a test drive on it. You know,
Then you
maybe
can
he
definitely
steals my truck without my knowledge or me allowing him to use my truck for his stuff. Maybe he uses the truck to go get a sandwich, for lunch break while he's test driving it on what he's fixing. Will the logbook automatically let my mechanic be logged in and me logged out and me stay still off duty? Because that happens too. If you can solve these two things and guarantee that it's not going to give me, I think I would like to use it. But those are the two biggest problems I have, because it's so frustrating when you hop in the truck and then boom, it shows you've been working the entire weekend and I wasn't. Well,
I completely understand your point. So, like, currently, which company's devices you're using right now?
GPS tab and Keep Trucking.
Oh, you are with Motive, right?
Right.
And how many trucks you're having into your fleet?
Between 60 and 75 active.
Oh, that's fantastic. Sure. So let me tell you regarding the pricing part. As our logbook is just $25 a month, okay? And
Yeah,
is that
well,
$25?
well, don't worry about that. Can you guarantee that it will not give me this thing that says...
I can let you talk with my manager regarding this issue.
Listen, why don't you talk to them yourself and call me back, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I mean, you got exactly what I want, right? I don't have... You remembered everything I said, right?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, great.
Yes, I understand.
All right, I got another call. Okay, thank you. Call me back. You got my number, right? Thanks. Yep, bye.
Sure.
Damian.
Да, Серега, привет. Слушай, а сколько у тебя сейчас тачек?
Damian. Why do we have to deal with this every time? Сколько тачек? Каких? What? Rental cars?
Да.
Have to talk to Dasha about that. She manages the rental cars.
Ну, ты что, не знаешь примерно сколько?
Bro, I'm editing a video and I was recording a phone call and talking to this girl about a logbook. And she's asking me to switch a logbook. But I said, if your logbook does not do suggestion pending when you try to switch it from on duty to off duty while you were with your wife, I'll go with your logbook. I'll consider it. She doesn't know what to tell me. So she's going to get back to me. What do you think? Do you know of logbooks like that? Do you have that problem ever? Where you just...
I never have any problems. It's just like...
Where you hop out of the truck and you end up... You stop by for like a quick kiss with your wife and you end up spending the entire weekend. You're like, forget those deliveries. Yeah, I'm going to spend the weekend with you. And then when you come back to the truck, it said on duty the entire weekend. And you switch it to off duty and it doesn't switch. And it says suggestion pending.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had that happen?
What's the name of your logbook?
GPS tab.
Yeah, you need to change it. It's different.
Yeah, what's a good one that doesn't do that? Comment below if you know.
E-logs.
E-logs?
Yeah, easy logs. You know, easy logs.
Easy logs? Okay, maybe I'll try that. If anyone knows, comment below.
Yeah,
Anyways, so when am I going to see you next, Damian? Let's go to the beach.
Сережка, короче, смотри, когда освободишься, дай мне знать, я хочу тебе сказать, как, ну, некоторые такое, знаешь, как one of the options, что ты можешь сделать.
With what?
With like being a taxi driver.
What does a taxi driver have to do with us?
Well, I mean, because I mean, you don't have to always be a taxi driver, but like sometimes, you know, like that way you can stay longer with your wife. You know?
Man, let me explain something to you, okay?
Okay.
Let me explain something to you. 5 years ago, I hauled 20 cars for a gentleman, right?
Okay.
5 years ago.
Right.
He called me this summer. He called me this summer and he said, listen.
Man, San Francisco такие ездаки, man, that's insane.
Yeah, and why are you asking me to do?
Oh,
So listen, he called me this summer. He said, potentially I need you to haul 20 of those cars again, please. Serge, can you help me out? I said, I'm really busy. I don't think I can help you. He said, no, please. I like the way you work. You handled my cars. Please, please. I said, okay, I have an opportunity to drive this new truck, and I think it'd be the right thing to do if I move your cars. Okay, I'll do it. Right? So I got this truck, Clifford the big red dog. You've seen it in the recent video. So I moved some of his cars. He said, oh, Serge, I forgot. I have 14 cars in another warehouse. I got to move those too. Can you move those? I said, listen, man, it's Thanksgiving. I was planning to have the rest of the year off because it's, we can, I don't need to work. I was planning to have the whole month off, do stuff in Florida. And things are going good with the YouTube channel. Let me focus on that. Let me try some t-shirts or something. Remember the t-shirts I tried to sell? By the way, what's your shirt size? I'll send you one.
You can do XL.
Okay. Text me an address.
Send me like at least send me at least 4. I'll explain you why. Because that's why I can sometimes wear it.
Okay. So listen.
Yeah.
But you have to read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, okay? Because.
No, I'm not doing that stuff.
Okay, well then never call me until you read it, because I only want to be friends and talk to people that read that stuff. So anyways, here's my story. I'm not done with the story, right? Here's my story. So I moved the cars for this guy, right? 30 cars in total, right? Or 6 times 4 is 24. 24 cars I moved, right? And some garage stuff, right? They had extra tires, extra parts. It was a lot of monkeying around. So then he says, Serge, can you move this this 3-foot stretch Range Rover, which will be a business vehicle for my businessmen that I entertain, right? And then I take a helper with me, because, so he says, oh, I like your helper. Does he want a job being a limo driver for me and take care of my cars, being a personal valet, and sometimes taking care of the house where these cars are? Okay, so I had an opportunity to be a personal driver for a rich guy, right?
Okay.
And I turned that down. I'm giving it to Ilya, right? Because.
Okay.
And here you are asking me to be a taxi driver. Why?
Well, because number 1, you can stay with your family. Number 2, you can talk to
I can already stay with my family. I don't think you understand. And I've been telling you this for years.
Okay, well.
I mean, you known me for years, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, what's my business plan?
Well, you just want to make YouTube famous. You want to be you want to have like 10 million subscribers on YouTube. That's pretty much it. You're like which is a good thing. Which is a good thing.
Man, it's not about being famous. It's about being a light to someone else, like what the Bible says, right? A city on a hill cannot be hidden. You got to shine your light to everybody. And some of the light, I'm sorry to say, some of the light means you have to teach younger people how to drive stick shift. You have to teach boys to play with cars instead of dolls, right? You have to teach people what the 4 strokes of a 4-stroke engine is. What are the 4 strokes of a 4-stroke engine? Can you name them? Can you name 4-stroke of a 4-stroke engine?
Sirishka, like,
see,
I'm
how
actually
can,
talking to
so
you and in the middle of something as well, so.
you're in the middle of something. So you're here saying, I can save the world by being a taxi driver, and I'm here saying I can save the world by telling boys they need to play with cars and that they need to know simple stuff like intake, compression, power, exhaust. And you know me for years, and you can't even say that. And you never want to go paddleboarding.
Yes, and Sirishka, so you're
Supposed to enjoy God's creation. And eat good food, which sometimes you do.
Sirishka, can I give you an advice? Like,
Yeah.
when somebody call you,
Don't
don't be rude to them. You know, talk normal. Don't like
demand.
pressure people.
Why would I
People
talk
not
normal
gonna-
to you when how many years ago did I tell you to read Rich Dad Poor Dad?
I'm not doing it because it's for you know, it's for like to fool people.
It's to
Not
fool
real.
people. Not
Yeah.
re- Oh, yeah?
It's to mislead people, man.
Mislead
That's
people.
not co-
Maybe you
Yeah, that's
mislead
not-
people. You have videos about being a truck driver, instead you drive a taxi.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Sometimes I drive a semi.
Sometimes you drive a semi.
Yeah, sometimes I drive a semi. Cause like, you know, there is no point to drive a semi truck if you make more money being a taxi driver. You know, so what's the point? I mean, it's just useless. I mean, if I get my own.
I'll
shot,
tell you what the
maybe.
point is. I'll tell you what the point is. Okay, this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, that you say is a scam, right?
Yeah, it's a scam. You're
Yeah,
right.
it says don't work for money. It says work for knowledge. Work to. There's, you know, in Proverbs it says, in all labor there is profit. In all labor there is profit.
That is true.
So I'm trying to tell you that right now, I was able to help my new friend from Ukraine become a limo driver for a rich guy that I hauled cars for.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, his American dream is mind blown, and so is mine. And here you're talking about Rich Dad Poor Dad as a scam? Yeah, don't ever call me again like that, man. Hope you see this video. You know. And for the rest of you, please, for the love of God, for the love of God and success and your American dream, read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. Read it. Really read it. It's free. It's free on the internet. While you're out there driving, you can listen to it. You know, sometimes you got to cut off the friends that don't want to go to the higher places and demand the truck driver guy's got to be one of them. Please demand. You'll see this video sometime and maybe you'll understand what I'm trying to say. Man. If only I could explain to my wife too. Look, she put all the model cars in like, look at it. Why would you put the Diablo like that? Oh, Dasha, come on. Somebody comment below. Say, Dasha, these are Christmas display items. She's like, we need to put Christmas display in the, so we had to make way and move your model cars. Aren't cars Christmas all year long? I mean, look how beautiful the Dodge concept car looks like. Did you even know what that was? It's not easy being Sarge. Please comment below your favorite thing from the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. Also comment below if you've read it or not, if it's on your list, and put it on your list. That would make my friendship with you go higher if you read that. I have a list of books that I want to share with you guys and talk more about as we move our American dream relationship through these videos up to the next steps. So please take this time, get those checked off as soon as possible. Please take time while you're car hauling, truck driving, even taxi driving. Please take the time to put the knowledge in your brain. Read these books. Read Proverbs. Proverbs says, in all labor there's profit. And it's I would think about that verse a lot. What does that mean, in all labor there's profit? Does that mean even if you don't get paid a lot, even if you do loads for a cheap price, is there still profit? I hauled a Ferrari Testarossa like this for a guy 5 years ago. He turned out to be a millionaire. I learned a lot from him. Even though I don't think I made it wasn't that much money that I made off the Testarossa and transporting it. The golden information, the lessons I learned from this guy while keeping in touch with him over the years have enriched my life. So it wasn't about a transport. It was about what the book Rich Dad Poor Dad says again. Work to learn. Maybe you could learn something being a taxi driver. Maybe you could learn something driving a regular truck. It better be some information from the internet that's gonna help your life. But I understand where Demand's coming from. He wants me to be close with my family. I understand that. I understand you, Demand. Yeah, it's been a rough last 6 months. We haven't spent enough time with the wife. Not a lot of person. She keeps talking about vacations, cruise, something. She's been working a lot at the Lamborghini dealer. I've been working a lot driving Clifford, the big red dog truck. Now it's broke down, so it's going to be repaired for a while. So I can spend some valuable time. Today I'm going to go to the beach and try to think about how I can do that more with my family. So thanks for that, Demand. Maybe I should keep my friendship with you, but it's tough. I mean, do eagles fly alone? They kind of do. They're the ones that fly the highest, even when the haters. There's one bird that attacks the eagle. Gets on its back and starts trying to attack the eagle. I think it's like a crow or something. What does the eagle do? He flies so high into the stratosphere where there's no low oxygen pressure, and that bird passes out and falls off his back. Isn't that amazing? Get a hater on your back, you just fly higher, and eagles fly alone. But on the other hand, leaders have teams. Jesus had a team of 12. Steve Jobs had a team of a few, of 7 or 8, I think, somewhere, around there. Bill Gates had 30 people on the team when they launched Microsoft Windows 95. They had 30 people when you watch that old Bill Gates presentation. And I have 100,000 of you guys. I mean, that's an army. That's an army right there. 100,000. Can you believe that? I have an entire army. What do I do with you guys? I'm just mind blown. How do I lead that? That's what I have to think about from now until the new year to make my New Year's goals. How can I apply everything I learned about the American dream back to my American dream and you guys? That's what I got to think about the rest of the year. And how do we connect? How do we do that? So I'm thinking, right, like this millionaire guy, he lets me have access to his house. And I was like, what if we did a car hauling leadership retreat meeting here? Which I'm sure he'd be happy to help make happen. He already talked about making a car show at his place with some of his cars. And then I said, could we have a car hauler after party? Maybe part of this house. He doesn't use the house that much. He's not married, single guy. And we love talking about cars and success and the American dream and things that we wish our dads taught us. He tells me how things his dad never taught him and he had to learn the hard way, and we got an interesting friendship going on, and I'm able to help him out. Ilya's so passionate about cars. I'm able to spot talented people like Ilya and say, yeah, why doesn't this guy be your full-time valet and work with him? So yeah, big thank you to you guys. You know what I learned about this millionaire guy? He buys cars sometimes 30% above retail. He says, I don't care what it costs. I don't care if it costs 30% above retail. Usually he buys many cars at a discount. Estate auctions, stuff like that. And I started to learn a little bit. The way I bought my wife, Dasha, her daily driver, a nice, reliable Lexus, was based on this millionaire's formula. And how many more could we buy? How many more trucks could we buy? Trailers. Like the Dodge Ram, we bought that with this millionaire's formula. What his formula is, wait until something's 10 years old or older and find the one with the lowest mileage, the lowest use. That way the depreciation has happened. Someone else took the hit. And then if you guess the right car, it stays level or it appreciates. I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. So that's how he got this collection. But some cars, he pays over the price of retail just to get it, and it ends up being worth it in the long run too. So I think with our army and this knowledge that a millionaire passes on to me on how to buy things correctly, so they are an asset of value. I mean, imagine if 100,000 subscribers, right? Like the button invested $1 in each, $1 a month, right? What could Serge invest in 100,000 a month? We could invest in a lot of cool things. I really wanted to build something that could do that, and that's why I had the site and the shopping cart where you could buy the shares of stock, which are in the black suitcase right there, which Ilya helped me write out a few. We made him the new secretary of the asset management firm, TCH, the Car Hauler Company. We can even buy a whole company. That's kind of why I set up. That's why I did all in the previous videos, the information about the Coca-Cola company. And then, you know, it hit me again at Miller Industries when we went there and said, seeing how Miller owns some of the towing wrecker brands that have popped up over the last 50 years. Man, it's just like so loud and clear on what I need to do. And it's not a taxi driver, man. It's like being able to buy a lot of discounted assets, primarily in the auto transport, auto related industry, but not limited to. And that's why I created and started building TCH, the Car Hauler Company. So, searchthecarhauler.com is my website. Where that shopping cart is. In other videos, I talk about some of the deals we're doing. And I think that's what more or less I'll be doing in the new year, buying more stuff with, I mean, my wife says you can't buy stuff with, you can't invest in more trucks and trailers with our money, just a little bit of it. You know, and she's right. You know, we already have a lot. But she didn't say, and she can't say, that you and I, my subscribers, can't buy more car hauling related industry stuff that to put in our asset management firm that's in the black suitcase. So you get what I'm saying? So we could still do that. Let me know of some things that in the comments that you think are a good deal to buy. You know, I almost feel like I really needed to have this done where our asset management firm can accept an investment of many particular sizes, small, big, many small ones, many big ones, one small one, one big one, and buy things that are of value now. And that I really wanted to have that ability. Now that I do, what do we buy? And there's so much cool stuff. So I keep repeating myself. Anyways, I know a lot of international money is flowing in. It's a global economy now. In Miami, a lot of international money is flowing in. It's crazy to see how things get expensive here. It's crazy during the Art Basel, which just ended this week. We didn't have a chance to be part of this. Maybe next year I won't have to haul a museum full of cars for a millionaire. Maybe we could go to the Art Basel and, you know, even look up, even Jeff Bezos was here paddleboarding. See, if I would have been paddleboarding that day, maybe I would have ran into him on a paddleboard. Look it up. There's a post somewhere. Jeff Bezos paddleboarding in Miami. So isn't that amazing? He brought his yacht here. So there's fun stuff going on. I'd like to go film and show you guys. That is part of the car hauling lifestyle in Miami. Jeff Bezos, Miami. Let's see if I can pull it up on here. I think it was a shorts. It might have been. Where is it? Anyways, the one video I see. Yeah, I think it was on Instagram. Anyways, you could search for it if you want to see it. So, another thing that's on my mind is I just want to go play basketball with my wife, have some fun. You know, she's a pro basketball player. And I want to go paddleboarding just with my buddies. And you guys, we can't forget about you. We gotta have some kind of event together and be seriously committed to that, and I need to commit to that. So I'm thinking ski trips. I'm thinking oh dang, they towed a car out of the parking lot. It's a wrecker. Sometimes I feel like this channel has the wrong name. You know, I think it's bigger than one guy named Serge. I think it's more of Car Hauler Life, carhaulerlife.org. I think about changing over the name. So maybe that's what it'll be. I don't know. But again, big thank you for being part of it. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with these t-shirts. Probably wear them, send a couple out to you, man. Probably hand out some of these calendars. We only got 20, but if a couple of you want to buy one, they're still online. Cool Miami pictures that we took ourselves. Man, it's kind of nice to be alone and with the camera and just really connect with you guys like this. I really feel like a couple of you really will like this video. We talked a lot. So thanks for your attention. Man, look at that. DeLorean, the third car, Back to the Future. All that too. Look at that. Dasha missed out on this. Jeffrey and I, we go on these morning walks. We text each other at 5 a.m. Beach. I'll be at your place 4 minutes. Okay. Boom. Isn't that gorgeous? So Jeffrey and I got to see that. There's a typical day at work at Dasha's place. Prestige Imports, Miami North Lamborghini. Hamilton Collection, got to sneak in that when I hauled a car to Iron Gates in Chicago. Another typical beautiful sunrise morning. The lineup at Prestige Imports, huh? Looks cool. And Dasha and I at Supercar Rooms, Miami. An event there. So I another transport of the day. That was part of a car collection that got sold, and I had to move that. And Dasha's beautiful legs sticking out of the Corvette. Yeah. So Look, it says 100K subscribers on the dream board. Do you have a dream board? You know, Rich Dad Poor Dad book says you need to have a dream board. I just can't believe people like the man want to maintain a friendship with me, and they say a book like that is a scam. Here I am. You know, we wrote that 2 years ago. Dasha cut that out and put it. In my mind, I was so beat up with the YouTube algorithm trying to do what's right. I just kind of gave up, and Dasha put that on the dream board. Boom, here we are talking to 100,000 of you. So cool. So cool. You know, I got to take time to stop and think about it. It's so cool. What else do we got? Should we make... Oh, look, Dasha gave me that. It's a picture of my Volvo. We got a Tiny shirt here. Man, we got to meet up with Tiny. Ronald Tiny Towing. Look him up on Instagram. If you're in the Northeast, connect to him. That guy will really help you take your car hauling to the next level and level up. Level up credit. Be do have. Been talking about that for years. Look, this shirt's worn out. Surge the car haul. So, I don't know. I don't know why I showed you all that, but just gotta show you the closet. It's nice to get some work done in the house. I've been on the road for a long time. So, how do I want to finish this video? I just want to say thanks. Thanks for you guys tuning in, and thanks for joining my American dream, being part of it, or disconnecting and leaving. I don't care. I just know that someone's got to shine the light on the hill. You know, no one's going to play your trumpet for you. So, you know, some of my close friends, my close buddy with car hauling with a tow truck company, we started a tow truck company in Minnesota together. He says it's all ego. Is it all ego? It's like, oh, why are you doing all these videos? You just want to... Brad, if you're watching and you made it this far, which you might because Brad watches all my videos, correct me about that. Is this all about ego? Like, let's stop and really think of what's been happening on this channel this entire time. I mean, from my point of view, I feel like so much stuff is changing on the internet. Every time you turn it on, you go on something on the internet, half of it or most of it is garbage. And I feel like we just got to put regular stuff out there. The more regular stuff you put out there, the more regular people are going to find you, and you're going to connect with normal people that are going somewhere, that have goals, that have a life. So I felt it's like a whole battle on just car guys, you know? Before it was Chevy, Ford, or Dodge, which is better, blah, 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 you know, stuff like that. Now it's all internal combustion engine cars against the electric stuff. But sometimes I think it's even internal combustion engine cars and electric cars against mass transport, because it almost seems like they want to put us on Hitler trains and drive all over the world in a train and public transport. And yeah, I was like, nasty. So, yeah. I get feedback from you guys once in a while, from some of you that say you like my vibe, you like the way I resonate. And I guess I'm like this because Dad slapped me upside the head when I They don't hold the flashlight the right way. You know, I'm shining at something with those old 6-volt flashlights that don't shine really bright. And he's working on some part under the hood in the engine of the car, and my hand gets tired, and I kind of lower the flashlight, and I'm shining in a different direction. Dad yells at you or hits you, says, "Pay attention. Hold the flashlight the right direction. I can't see. We got to get this project done right away tonight." And you just get mad at Dad for him yelling at you. And here I am, 30 years later. So thankful for that, you know? The lessons Dad was trying to. He didn't even know he was teaching. He didn't even know. He just wanted to get some car project done. He didn't even know. And these days, children with the LED lights everywhere, they don't know what it was like, how challenging it was to work on a car back then with a 6-volt flashlight. I mean, how stupid. And that's why I feel like I can connect with some of you guys, because many of you my age can relate to that. I wonder what would happen today if honestly, comment below. Has your dad nudged you? Be like, snap out of it, child. Hold the flashlight steady. Who has, I've asked this before, but I want to know in the comments, who has had that experience in their life? You know, children these days are missing out. I mean, try to do that to a child these days. Yeah, this like Christopher Titus, you know, when that comedian car guy, when he talks about that stuff. I mean, golden stuff. How much jail time would a guy get these days for doing that? You know, so yesterday Ilya drove the Peterbilt toter home. We had to exercise it. It's been parked for a while. Boy, you seen the smile on his face? That was awesome. So, yeah, many things we do with these videos with Serge the car hauler. Not just hauling cars. If you guys would share the videos, if you would share, continue to share, that would really help me out. I appreciate that. If you specifically go out and share consistently, message me on Instagram. Let me know how and what you're doing. I'll give you some shares of stock in TCH, the car hauling company. I'll hand you free stock. I can also give some stock to those that want to help make car hauling content. I know I can't keep up, but I need help with that. If you're able to go to some shows, if you do enclosed transport and go to exotic car dealers and go to car shows and you want to help me with content, message me on Instagram. I could give you some shares of stock. And I could pay you some money as well. I almost feel like maybe I should move on from Clifford the Big Red Dog truck and try a different truck. Since it broke down, it might be a sign. It might be God telling me, do something else. I don't know. I guess that's it. Wow, almost an hour killed. Have a good day, everybody, and I want to wish you all a happy new year and a happy holiday season with your families, with your American dream. Please read Proverbs and Rich Dad Poor Dad. The future is coming. You need to be rich, powerful, sophisticated, popular when it arrives.